What's up, guys? This is MTG Paper Deck Ticks here, coming at you with another deck tick. Today I am doing a deck tick on my Breya deck. This is a 4-color artifact deck. This is not your stereotypical combo build. This build has a doctor theme to it. A lot of our cards are going to create doctors, and we're going to win by attacking with our doctors. This is a battle cruiser deck. So if you don't know what that means, that simply means this deck relies more so on combat to win rather than combos. Now we do have cards that synergize well with each other, but I necessarily want to call them a combo. This deck is built to be a bracket 2 deck. There aren't any game changers in this deck at all. And this is a pretty budget deck. So let's get right into it. Starting off with our commander. We have Breya Etherium Shaper. When Breya enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 blue doctor artifact creature tokens with flying. You can pay 2, sacrifice 2 artifacts, choose 1. Breya deals 3 damage to target player or planeswalker. Target creature gets -4/-4 until end of turn, or you gain 5 life. And she is a 4/4 legendary artifact creature human for white, blue, black, and red mana. Alright. I have my cards laid out in front. And I don't necessarily have them in order of instant sorceries, creatures, enchantments, and artifacts. I have them labeled out in their mana value order. This helps me identify what my deck can do and how fast my deck can go. So, let's start with our 1-drops. We have Swords to Plowshares. 1 mana, we have an instant that exiles target creature as the controller gains life equal to its power. Next up, we have Path to Exile. For 1 white mana, exile target creature. Its controller may search their library for a basic land card, put that card onto the battlefield, tapped, and shuffle. Next up, we have a new card from Aether Drift called Nesting Bot. It is an artifact creature robot for power 1, toughness 1, and it costs 1 white mana. It starts your engines. If you have no speed, it starts at 1. It increases once each of your turns when an opponent loses life. Max speed is 4. When this creature dies, create a 1/1 colorless cerebral artifact creature token. Its max speed, this creature gets +1/+0. We have Faithless Looting. For 1 red, we have a sorcery that says draw 2 cards, then you discard 2 cards. Then you have flashback for 2 in the red, which means you could cast this card from its graveyard for its flashback cost and exile it. Next up, we have Goblin Welder, a 1/1 goblin for 1 red mana that says tap, choose target artifact a player controls and target artifact card in that player's graveyard. If both targets are still legal as this ability resolves, that player simultaneously sacrifices the artifact and returns the artifact card to the battlefield. Next up, we have Cogwork Wrestler. For 1 blue mana, we have a 1/2 artifact creature gnome. For 1 blue mana, it has flash. And whenever Cogwork Wrestler enters the battlefield, target creature an opponent controls gets -2/-0 until end of turn. Next up, we have Araska Puzzle Door, which is an artifact from 1 blue mana. Pay 1, tap it, sacrifice Orzaka. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put 1 of those cards into your hand and the other into your graveyard. That's nice card selection for 1 mana. Next up, we have Retrofitted Foundry. For 1 mana of any kind, we have an artifact that says pay 3, untap this artifact. Pay 2, tap. Create a 1/1 colorless cerebral artifact creature token. Or we could pay 1, tap it, sacrifice a Cerebral to create a 1/1 colorless Thopter creature token with flying. Or we could tap it, sacrifice a Thopter, create a 4/4 colorless construct artifact creature token. Next up, we have Skull Clamp. For 1 mana of any kind, we have an artifact equipment that says equipped creature gets +1/-1. Whenever equipped creature dies, we draw 2 cards, and its equip cost is 1. Next up, we have Soul Ring. For 1 mana, taps to add 2 mana of any color. And that's it for our 1-drops. Next up, we have our 2-drops. Arcane Signet. For 2 mana of any color, it taps to add 1 mana of any color and our commander's color identity. Next up, we have Felbar Stone. For 2 mana, It adds to your mana pool 1 mana of any color a land an opponent controls could produce. You have Azorius Signet for 2 mana, pay 1, and then we could have an artifact that pays 1, tap to add white or blue. Demir Signet pays 1, tap to add blue or black. Rakdos Signet pay 1 to tap black or red. Boros Signet pay 1, tap to add red and white. Next up we have Still Overseer, which is a 1/1 creature for 2 mana, artifact creature construct. Tap it to put a +1/+1 counter on each artifact creature you control. Next up we have Dig Site Conservator, which is a new card from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. It is for 2 mana we have a 2/1 artifact gnome. It says sacrifice Dig Site, exile up to 4 target cards from a graveyard, activate only as a sorcery, or when this dies, you may pay 4 if you do discover 4. You have Counter Spell, which for 2 blue mana counters target spell. Negate for 1 the blue, counter target non-creature spell. Next we have Rise and Shine. For 1 blue mana, target non-creature artifact you control becomes a 0/0 artifact creature. Put 4 +1/+1 counters on each artifact that becomes a creature this way. Or we can cast it for its overload cost for 4 and 2 blue. It will change the word target with each. Next up we have Etherium Sculptor, which is a 1/2 Vidalcan Artificer. For 1 of the blue mana, artifact spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Next up, a new card from Aether Drift. We have Godlight Optimizer. For 1 in the blue, we have an artifact creature robot. Power 2, toughness 1. We can tap it to add blue mana. Spend this mana only to cast an artifact spell or activate an ability. Next up, we have Baleful Strix. Classic commander staple in any deck that can play it. We have, for blue and the black, we have a 1/word artifact creature bird with flying at death touch, and when it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Next up, we have a card from Adventures in the Forgotten Realms called Oswald Fenderbender. For 1 the white, we have a 2/2 legendary creature gnome artificer with magical tinkering. We could pay a white and tap it. Sacrifice an artifact. Search your library for an artifact card with mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrifice artifact's mana value. Put it onto the battlefield and shuffle. Activate only as a sorcery. This is the only tutor we have in the deck. Next up we have Reckless Fire Reaper. For 1 in the red, we have a 1/3 creature human artificer with whenever artifact you control enters the battlefield, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. Next up we have Goblin Engineer. For 1 in the red, we have a Goblin Artificer with power 1 and toughness 2. For when Goblin Engineer enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an artifact card, put it into your graveyard, and shuffle your library. I second that. This is the second tutor we have, I believe. There's only 2 tutors in this deck. Pay a red, tap it, sacrifice an artifact, return target artifact card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Next up we have Loyal Apprentice. We have a 2/1 human artificer with haste and enhanced lieutenant, which means if we control our commander at the beginning of combat, we will create a 1/1 colorless stop to artifact creature token with flying and the game saves until end of turn. That is it for our 2 drops. Next up we have our 3 drops. We have the Wildfield Scarecrow for 3 mana. It's a 1/4 Scarecrow creature with Defender. You can pay 2 to sacrifice this creature, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, and shuffle. Next up we have Burnished Heart. 3 mana, we have a 2/2 Elk with pay 3, sacrifice Burnished Heart, search your library, put the 2 basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield, tap and shuffle. Next up we have Starting Column, which is a new artifact from Aether Drift. For 3 mana, has Start Your Engines. And then we could tap it for 1 mana of any color. And as once we get to max speed, we could tap, sacrifice this artifact, draw 2 cards, then discard a card. So it's ramp and card draw. Next up we have Aether Jacket, which is a new card from Aether Drift. For 3 mana, we have an artifact creature Thopter with flying vigilance, pay 2. Sacrifice this creature, destroy another target artifact, activate only as a sorcery. Power is 2, its toughness is 1. Next up, we have 'Darksteel Ingot for 3 mana and Indestructible Mana Rock. Next up, we have Shimmer Mirror. Shimmer Mirror is a 3-drop mirror for power 2, toughness 2 with flash, and allows you to cast your artifact spells as though they had flash. Next up, we have Doctor Shop. For 3 mana, you have an artifact that says whenever one or more artifact creatures you control die, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. We can pay 2 and a white, tap it, create a 1/1 colorless Doctor artifact creature token with flying. Next up, we have Stride Hanger Automaton. So then we have for 3 mana, we have an artifact creature construct with power 1, toughness 4. Doctors you control get +1/+1. If one or more artifact tokens would be created under your turn, those tokens plus an additional 1/1 colorless Doctor artifact creature token with flying are created instead. Next up, we have Foundry Inspector, which is a artifact creature construct for 3 mana. Its power is 3, its toughness is 2. Artifact spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Workshop Assistant. For 3 mana, we have a 1/2 artifact creature construct. When Workshop Assistant dies, return another target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. Next up, for 3 mana, we have Chief of the Foundry, which is a 2/3 artifact creature construct. Other artifact creatures you control get +1/+1. Next up, we have Sihili, Sublight Artificer. For 1 hybrid mana of blue and red, we have a legendary Planeswalker, Sihili. And it has the static ability is whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 colorless server artifact creature token. Its -2 ability is target artifact creature you control becomes a copy of another target artifact you control becomes a copy of another target artifact or creature you control until end of turn, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. And it has 5 loyalty. Next up, for 2 in a red, we have a Quicksmith Genius, which is a 3/2 human artificer with whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Next up, we have Ingenious Aerialist. For 2 in a red, we have a 3/1 human artificer with whenever one or more artifacts enters the battlefield under your control, Ingenious Aerialist deals that much damage to each opponent. Next up, we have Psy, Master Thopterist. For 2 in the blue, we have a 1/4 legendary creature human artificer with whenever you cast an artifact spell, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. Pay 1 in the blue, sacrifice 2 artifacts, draw a card. Next up, we have Master of Etherium. For 2 in the blue, we have a artifact creature with Alchem Wizard, Star, for its power and toughness. Its power and toughness are each equal to the number of artifacts you control, and other artifact creatures you control get +1/+1. Next up, we have Voyager Quick Wielder, which is a 2/4 artifact creature, robot artificer for 2 and a white, which is from Aether Drift. Artifact spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Next up, we have Tempered Steel, which is an enchantment for 1 or 2 white that says artifact creatures you control get +2/+2. If you notice, we have a lot of cards that pump up our creatures, and that's because we're trying to go wide and big. Next up, we have Tinker's Tote, which is an artifact from Lost Caverns of Ixalan. For 2 and a white, we have an artifact that says when Tinker's Tote enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature tokens. Pay white, sacrifice it, you gain 3 life. Next up, we have Dig Site Engineer. For 2 and a white, we have a creature, dwarf artificer with power 3, toughness 3, and whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may pay 2. If you do, create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token with this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. And that's it for our 3 drops. On to our 4 drops. Yeah, Flip the Form Engine, which is a legendary artifact for 4 mana with you pay 2. Tap copy target activated or triggered ability you control. You may choose new targets for the copy, or we can pay 3 and tap it, copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy, or we can pay 4 and tap it, copy target permanent spell you control. Next up, we have Mystic Forge. For 4 mana, we have an artifact that says you may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast artifact spells and colorless spells from the top of your library. Pay 1 life. You can tap it, pay 1 life, exile the top card of your library. Next up, in our 4 drop spot, we have Solemn Simulacrum. which is a 2/2 artifact creature golem. That says when it enters the battlefield, you search for your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tap, and shuffle, and then when it dies, you may draw a card. Next up, we have Thousand Moons Smithy, which is a new card from a Lock Skyrim of Ixalan. For 2 and 2 white, you have a legendary artifact that says when Thousand Moons enters the battlefield, create a white gnome soldier artifact creature token with this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of artifacts or creatures you control. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you may tap 5 untapped artifacts and or creatures you control. If you do transform, and then when you transform it, it transforms into Barracks of the Thousand, which is an artifact land. Tap it to add white whenever you cast an artifact or creature spell using mana produced by Barracks. Create a white gnome soldier artifact creature token with this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of artifacts and our creatures you control. Again, we were winning through combat damage here. Next up, we have the Ready Scrap Savant, which is a legendary planeswalker for 3 in the red with 3 loyalty. First +2 ability, discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards. -2, sacrifice an artifact. If you do, return target artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It's -10 as you get an emblem with whenever an artifact is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, return that card to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step. Next up, we have Pia Karen Nalar. Pia Karen Nalar is a 2/2 legendary creature, human artificer for 2 and 2 red with whenever it enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 colorless stopped artifact creature tokens with flying. You can pay 200 red, sacrifice an artifact. Pia deals 2 damage to any target. Next up, we have One with the Machine, which is a sorcery for 3 in the blue. Draw cards equal to the highest mana value among artifacts you control. Next up, we have Vidalcan Humiliator, which is a 3/4 Vidalcan Wizard for 3 in the blue mana with Metalcraft. Whenever Vidalcan attacks, if you control 3 or more artifact creatures, if you control 3 or more artifacts creatures your opponent controls, lose all abilities and have base power and toughness 1/1 until end of turn. Next up, we have Dr. Spy Network. For 2 and 2 blue, we have an enchantment that says at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control an artifact, create a 1/1 colorless stopped artifact creature token with flying. Whenever 1 or more artifact creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. Next up, we have Tesseract, Betrayer of Flesh. For 2 and 2 blue, we have a legendary planeswalker with 4 loyalty. Static ability is the first activated ability of an artifact you can activate each turn costs 2 less to activate. +1, draw 2 cards. Then discard 2 cards unless you discard an artifact card. -2, target artifact becomes an artifact creature if it isn't a vehicle that has base power and toughness 4/4. -6, you get an emblem with whenever an artifact you control becomes tapped, draw a card. Brother World. Next up, we have Brother World. For 2 and 2 blue mana, we have a 2/2 human rogue artificer with when it enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 stopped artifact creature tokens with flying. Then we can tap 2 untapped artifacts we control. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. Next up, we have Nimble Doctoress. For 3 in the blue, we have a Vidalcan Artificer for power 3, toughness 2. And this creature enters the battlefield and enters, create a Doctor. That's it for our 4 drops. You only have 1 5-drop in the deck, but it's going to cost 1 less to cast because it has affinity for artifacts, which means for every artifact we have in play is going to we don't have to pay the 4 mana because otherwise it would be a 4 in the blue to cast it, and it's a sorcery called Thought Cast that allows us to draw 2 cards. Now for our 6 drops, we have Doctor Assembly. For 6 mana, we have a 5/5 Doctor with flying, and it has at the beginning of your upkeep, you control no doctors, then you return Doctor Assembly to your hand and create 5 doctors. And then last but not least, we have Sharding Sphinx. For 4 and 2 blue, we have a 4/4 Sphinx. And the flying, and whenever an artifact creature you control deals combat damage to a player, we create a doctor. It's all a part of the theme here, creating doctors. Now, for our mana base. pretty basic, because this is a budget deck. Temple of the False Gods. Add 2 mana of any color. Add 2 colorless mana. Activate only if you have 5 or more lands. Reliquary Tower. No maximum hand size. Ash Barrens. You can either play it and tap it for mana, or we can basic land cycle it. Myriad Landscape enters tap for a colorless mana, or we can pay 2 tap, sack it, and get 2 bases of the same type. Evolving Wilds and Terramorphic Expanse. Both do the same thing and go grab basics out of our library. Next we have Exotic Orchard, which is the same thing as Field of Warstone, but on our land. Command Tower taps right of our colors. Here we have 7 plains, 7 islands, 7 swamps, and 7 mountains. Now the mana base is the way it is because, like I said at the beginning of the video, I build from what I have in my collection. And again, this deck is really more for a power for a table that's in bracket 2. So please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.